Hello again, everybody. We are here to spectate an OCE meta match. This is coming from the World's Championship Series in those monthly finals. Ladies and gentlemen, for that region, right here, going to be spotlighting the team OWL Owl. That could be, of course, a reference to Overwatch, but we'll just call them Owl. From the perspective of, and many thanks to Suluwu, will be starting us off as that Talonflame. And so I have a little bit of information right here, just kind of on the back end logistics. And the reason that I have this is because obviously this is a match of the past, like I say, recorded for that monthly finals, so that gives you a time frame. But I really, while this match would have been going on in present time, I would have been resting. I really did need my sleep, and if not that, I needed to prepare because that was just an all-day cast that I was on. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I was one of 4 casters to be selected by TPCI themselves, and I'm sure many of my audience saw me there. If you didn't, you can obviously still go check out that broadcast, but yes, we're seeing some early pressure right here on the bottom path. Notice that I'm calling it bottom path. This is still stuck in my head, which is probably a good thing. The reason is actually because they had definitely very specific requests for us to not say things like top lane, bottom lane. You actually couldn't even say jungle as well, so you might not have actually heard anybody say jungler or jungle. Notice Owl now feeling some of this pressure going back the other way because they are seeing just at least a small push right here. I do not know how this particular match is going to go, but I can say, of course, for those who follow Owl Gaming on Twitter, and you can, by the way, at Owl Gaming OCE, they did make note that they took the top spot for the Oceania region, and this is going to be really great for me personally. I hope for a lot of you for the same reason, which is I have actually not really dived too deep into this meta, so thank you again, Suluwu, for adding me as well as the person recording this. So how did I get this match? Yes, I'll finally stop talking about these logistical things right after this. As you note, those Combi and Vespiquen, that combo is down on the screen right here. But yes, recorded by a viewer who has helped with some of these matches on this channel, and I am so grateful, so indebted to him for stuff like this where I had to miss the match. Look at this, Bulbasaur being picked off right there from Kings of Degen. That is going to be the Orange Squad's name. So just to reiterate, Owl Gaming for purple right here, going up against Kings of Degen on the Orange Squad. It's nice to have Feather as a Charmeleon at least, obviously looking for that uphill climb to become Charizard. We are noticing that Joe for Owl Gaming, though, also kind of has a longer journey than a lot of other characters. As that Bulbasaur, you want to be that Venusaur, at least evolve to Ivy at this point. We are now at that 8-minute mark, and there it is. We're going to see the Ivysaur over there to the side. Slowbro from Kings of Degen being pushed back right now. Next objective, largely that we're going to be looking to after some of these other wild Pokemon, is going to be the bees at 720, so that Combi and Vespiquen combo will come up sooner or later here. Be looking out for that as everybody else kind of does a song and dance, maybe is preparing for it. It does look like, of course, Owl Gaming, and they are actually going to be joined on the other side with Kings of Degen doing the same. We're all going to be hiding in that tall grass. No one's pursuing anybody yet. Sometimes a team will go out and try to test the waters, and they'll actually try to knock you off your feet. Maybe something that you're not expecting is that they'll actually come after you before the bees show up. In this case, it was the Audino right there in the center of that bottom path. And so Don actually has the Eldegoss sort of being a body between all of this. And look at how quickly those bees are going to go down right here. Joined by Heavens right now from Kings of Degen. That's their Cinderace player. Going to be doing well with the spacing. Try to get in this damage quickly and from afar. So speaking of objectives before, we're now just looking at 3, 2, 1 on the mini-map right here for the timers. Not only on Rotom, but of course the first one it seems that we're going to be pursuing is Drednaw. And look at this, both teams going at it. This is what we want to see. Here comes that team fight and that skirmish. So notice where everybody's positioned, and look at that, Owl Gaming actually being brought down right here after taking out one of Kings of Degen. And then Heaven's going to secure this KO on the Wigglytuff. That's got to be a little bit devastating. You're losing some of your tankiness right there if you are Owl Gaming. And so nobody has really taken the Drednaw too far yet, though. And so that is definitely the good news of this scenario. If you are Owl Gaming, you're down only just by a few points, so that part is not as crucial, obviously. And then we're going to see a Brave Bird jumping on in. They dive on in, and it looks like Ivysaur actually will secure that KO. Like we say, I believe that's Joe, who actually is kind of on those last legs of health. Look at this, Lucario trying to pursue and will not actually get that KO that he was going for. Looking for that gold and will not strike it, ladies and gentlemen, because he is out of there. And Owl Gaming very nicely set up for this, maybe to hit this Drednaw. Notice how quickly, though, Kings of Degen, they are bringing their members back in. And you talk about putting a body between the masses. Look at how Feather is going to go down right there as that Charmeleon player. We're going to see the Blazing Bicycle kick going for that steal. The Verdant Anger is down. So Joe, that Venusaur, been loving seeing this play so far. Look at what each individual player is doing. We're going to see that Starlight Recital go down right now from Wigglytuff. I'm thinking that your name is pronounced Loosh from Owl, and I am so sorry if I'm getting it wrong. Look at this. There's going to be a Flame Sweep. Usually that's kind of a critical thing to be doing when you're on that goal. And this was nuts. We actually could not see that on our spectator cam. I think we're doing a good job trying trying to follow the action right here, but the only thing that we would not have seen is that exact moment of KO, other than just it appearing in the alert. Look at this, Owl cleaning house definitely, but Kings of Degen were certainly able to at least trade a few, but really are down on those points right now, as we see Owl just continue with this push here on the bottom lane, so very nice. I'm liking to see it as we're just about to hit that 5 minutes on the timer that has elapsed. Notice that Rotom now is the objective to seek out. Seeing a few of those smaller point values get dunked in though from Orange. That's Kings of Degen once again. That of course earlier was from their Lucario player, but we do know Slowbro will also dump in a massive set of points right here, and Rotom is still up for contest, ladies and gentlemen, and look at Lush is gonna come in and sing right there. Has a bit of a battle on his hands, but it looks like that will be a Rotom for Orange Squad, so Kings of Degen will grab that now. Wigglytuff just really trying to stay into this fight, and you know, to their credit, attempted with Sing, did everything that they could for that, so definitely hard fought. Wonderful, wonderful job, but like I say, I am certainly ashamed that it took me this long to get to anybody from OCE, whether we're looking at Australia or otherwise. Owl Gaming, of course, does brand themselves on Twitter as that first Pokemon Unite Pro Australian team. They are that rank 1 OCE team right now, and I think it definitely shows when you consider not just how this match is going, of course, not only so far how it's going, they are obviously in the lead right here, but the fact that they did actually win that monthly finals speaks very highly for this team, and I just knew I really wanted to see them. Look at these dunks going in though, just as we are seeing the soon-to-be skirmish right here on the bottom lane, and that is actually very crucial. I would say this is needed for Kings of Degen to really get in some of these points, so they are going to rack up, you know, 11 here, 20 there, even a score of 2, and then 40, whatever you can get, maybe even break that goal if they have the chance to. Notice that Sulu from purple, he will flame sweep a lot of Kings of Degen off of that goal. This is the nice thing about Talonflame. We actually saw some of this also in some of the other meta, EU and A, particularly in those monthly finals. Look at the devastation that is going across the screen right here. Ladies and gentlemen, Sulu hanging on for dear life, but making a lot of that dear life, because you notice Orange was getting ripped to shreds in all of that, and Sulu definitely playing a big part in that. So ladies and gentlemen, with a score of 258 at 330 right now for Owl Gaming, and then 163 for Kings of Degen, this will be really interesting when we get down to that final stretch and all point values are doubled, because look at what is going on here. It looks like Owl now has another opening to go ahead and take this Drednaw objective. They're gonna burst that down nice and quick. You like to see it if you're rooting for Owl Gaming. Notice that Dawn actually looking with that Leaf Tornado, watching Lucario. You know, they were both sort of watching each other to just maybe get that last hit on that Vespiquen right there on the bottom lane, and we are seeing on the mini-map right now, we've got just about 5 seconds until that Rotom will appear here on the top path, and so we did see actually for Owl, Venusaur was hanging out with the safety of their own goal, of course, but waiting for opportunity to strike. You can see laying the Slowbro, and that's for Orange Squad, will possibly come to intercept. Good character to do so, but you might need to be doing it kind of fast right here, because we are now seeing the advance on that Rotom, and look at this, Owl Gaming can actually secure that, ladies and gentlemen. So that was just another beastly play for the objectives as the Rotom rushes over to that top goal and will actually dissolve it right here upon touchdown. And so when you start to stare down the final stretch, this is where you have to wonder, you know, you can't be especially just too comfortable if you're OWL Owl Gaming. Feather representing with this nice hollowware right here for Charizard will kind of do the song and dance on the goal. You're usually doing that if you're just waiting for something hopefully important. Usually, you know, it's some kind of objective that's going to appear. Maybe it's a move cooldown that you're waiting for, or a coordinated effort by your team. So ladies and gentlemen, that is 2 minutes on the clock left. The final stretch. You know what that means. All point values are doubled here in this Pokemon Unite monthly finals match. I did not say it at the top, but this is actually game 1 between these two teams, and so this obviously would determine who's going to be looking and feeling a little bit better going into the next game after that. Notice those Unite moves are just flying out. There goes the Flame Sweep, everybody, and the Blazing Bicycle Kick, but it's really to no avail. You notice that Cinderace gets bursted right there from Kings of Degen. Norak really the lone Lucario right now, but lone Orange member, and they did suspect, it looks like, because Feather sending out that Fire Blast into the grass, into that tall grass right there. Definitely sending Lucario packing. Not without a fight though, my friends. Look at this. So that will be finally the burst down. It did take a lot of Owl's members, and that Seismic Slam is going down right here from Feather, so very good for Owl. They likely knew we don't want anybody to slip through, but look at that. We actually saw maybe Eldegoss. That was DDP. What? So that actually did happen. I was just wondering, what about that Eldegoss that was slipping by? And they did, so it's almost the caster's curse. You know, you're saying one thing, and then just immediately within 10 seconds or less, something else is happening. happening, and that is Kings of Degen now. They are going to try to turn this around, reverse everything, and so you notice that one of them is going to be out, that Eldegoss right there. But when you have those charged goals, you can drop in these points nice and fast, quick and easy usually, although Owl is showing you why you can't just rest on the comfort of that Zapdos. Jeez. And right here with Lang the slow bro, we'll go ahead and try every disabling move that they've got and then just see, can I back out of here? And the answer is absolutely going to be a no. We're noticing a nice 50 right there in the pockets of that Cinderace on Kings of Degen. Now Lush is going to actually be running towards these points, maybe pick up several of those, and this will be nice with all point values doubled and maybe an uncontested top lane. Now we are going to have to look at, of course, Kings of Degen. They have their Eldegoss kind of sitting where the jump pad is, so yes, they will actually jump over to that top path, try to disrupt this. We are seeing the shield down though, so can they score this in? Yes, wow, actually Wigglytuff, what a goal. That's going to be another 50 points right there for Owl, and this is going to be definitely a close matchup. Look at that, the Talonflame, all of those pursuits, and Lucario will manage for Kings of Degen. I actually will admit I did not get a glimpse at the score before that 10-second countdown, and so we actually will need this score breakdown to see exactly which team is going to do it. That will be Owl Gaming right here. Purple Squad with 328 to Orange Squad, Kings of Degen with 319. Nice play by everybody and goals left and right, really on both teams, but you're seeing that Owl, even though Joe was wearing the crown, everybody sort of played their part very nicely. And look at some of these damage stats. I mean, we're seeing that 70k from Sulu as the Talonflame, but also Joe sticking with that 80k plus. So good. So as I said at the top, yes, I was one of the casters on the official Pokemon Unite channel. You guys got to go back and watch that for NA and EU regions if you missed it. But again, I am Dr. Kendo. Click an end screen to see more, and thanks for viewing.